Welcome to Mediocre Gaming, and today we're playing Cartel Tycoon. Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm Zarel. Let's get to it. So today we're starting our journey on Cartel Tycoon, but before we get to that, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and ring that bell to be notified of all future episodes as soon as they go live. So let's get into it. So Cartel Tycoon is, just as the title would seem to imply, is that you're trying to build this empire for the mob. Or cartel, as the case may be. Anyway, the important thing is we've already been through the tutorial, kind of learned the basics of how things work, and we're getting into actually going through a scenario now. So this is the first scenario on the list. I believe it's called Needs and Fears, and it is rated at difficulty of hard. The tutorial is easy. This one's hard. There's a couple other ones. One that is also hard, and I think it's just hard. And then I think there is one that's like impossible. And depending on how you play it, they estimate 10 to 15 hours. To get through the campaign. Now, something like this, of course, you're going to want to save every so often so that you can go back in case of a misstep along the way. You know, so far so good. You kind of have the main goals of the campaign. We'll have probably side missions that we'll have to deal with. And then the optional things that you would like to do personally on your journey. They have these hints by the different buildings that you can look at. All right. It's already done with the first steps. First step of many, I'm sure. Guy said, hey, just, build some farms for flowers and no big deal. So, started off there. Got a warehouse so that everything can be stored once it's ready to go. And you'll see at the top middle, you've got two types of money: legal money and dirty money. So the dirty money comes directly from these businesses, and then the legal money is clean. So it can be used in any way. The dirty money can only be used in very specific ways. And you can launder the money, but it will take you some time. And you'll need adequate businesses in order to launder the money. And the more dirty money you have, the longer it's going to take to get the clean money. All right, so we have our distribution set up. Now, Cartel Tycoon is a combination of real-time strategy and some automation and some micromanaging. So you have to deal with different levels, and depending on how things are running, you might have to do more or less depending on what's going on. So if you have it set up wrong, there's going to be a lot of micromanaging where you have to use your human resources, let's say, to keep everything kind of ironed out, keep it running, keep it doing what it's supposed to be doing. All right, so as we just saw, the Seaport was on pause. There was already a ship that went out, so I'm kind of wondering if it's going to come back or if I need to unpause the Seaport. Or pier. River pier. All right, so the river pier is paused because it doesn't have any money. It left with product. It should come back with money, but I don't know that it's going to do so if there's if it's on pause. I would like to think that the payment to get the product to and fro and then the money back would be part of it, but let's go ahead and get some cash. 2 cycles of payments, I think, should do it. Let's find out. So you have to take one of your lieutenants. We're starting off with 1, and then I'm sure we'll get more as we go along there. Okay, so now we're back in business, and then all of a sudden there was a boat that was already out. So they're like, what? We're not getting paid? Shut it down. They just kind of disappeared from the map. And in the meantime, all the other buildings are still working and doing what they're supposed to be doing and still have the upkeep. Now you can pay your upkeep in clean money or dirty money, but the dirty money has to get there. So you have to your businesses need to be within range of the residents. All right, so once again, it went on pause. So that's not good. So we didn't have quite enough. So I'm going to move a little bit more money. And there we go. That, I think, well, maybe we'll put a little bit more just in case. Just in case. So the thing is that because you're moving product through the pier, you're leaving with product, but they should be coming back with dirty money. And that is how the upkeep is being paid. So the dirty money, if you're using dirty money to run your businesses, which you can, they have to get there somehow. Now things like the river pier, they're going to be handling the money, so it shouldn't be a problem running on dirty money. The farms, the warehouses, etc. Transportation company, those all need to have trucks or deliveries of money in order to keep running. So it shouldn't be a problem as long as they're in range of the residents. That's the idea. So we're still waiting on 25 units sold. We'll take a look at the research tree, which is quite extensive. Increase the service radius of that and residence. We definitely need that residence 1. If you want the ability to build a residence, and then of course all the offshoots of research to go with it. Research requires legal money. You can't do it any other way. All right, so we're down to not a lot of legal money and a decent amount of dirty money, but in the grand scheme of things, let's be honest, it's a drop in the bucket. All right, so the ship's coming back with payment for the product that we sold. Like I said, it's dirty money, so that adds to that. And that was all we needed to clear that next hurdle of campaign. All right, so talk to this the shadow figure, the stranger, again. This all started with a want ad, and then it continues. Obviously, we had to have had some sort of inkling of what was going on. But our main character, I'm guessing, kind of hit rock bottom. All right, so we got another 10,000 in legal money, which is good. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and build a taxi company, and we need 15,000, either clean money or dirty money. And we're going to do it with dirty money because that's easy. Well, in a manner of speaking. So we need 15,000. So we'll go ahead. I wish this was a little bit easier to navigate. How much money. You can go one by one, or you can zip through it. I would actually like to have like one of the analog sticks while you're in the menu. Now, while I was doing okay, so he can only carry 12,000 at a time. So he's got to go back and forth. There we go. Now we'll go ahead and move him over to the city. One of the things that you'll find out is that you need to have one of your lieutenants in all your controlled cities, otherwise you start losing control within the city. So you need someone to head operations to keep things under control. All right, got it built. That quest is complete, and we can move on to the next one. All right, back to talking with our employer. Don't even know who it is yet. But of course, they have looked into us. All right, so now we need to make connections between the residents and the taxi company, and the residents and the river pier, which we've just done. That way, we have deliveries of the dirty money going between the taxi company and the river pier, and from the residents. And you can see it happening right there. Deliveries. Running back and forth. And I think I could be mistaken, but the laundering services that you have of buildings doesn't require, it requires dirty money to launder, but it doesn't require the upkeep. All right, so now we need to get more lieutenants. Relatively small time operation. You really only need one person to stay in the city. As you expand, you're going to need more lieutenants to expand your operation. You're going to need them to work as your eyes and your ears and your left and right hand, certainly. All right, so now we've increased the upkeep. Should make them more loyal. There we go. You get these, I would say, comic style cutscenes. Or storyboard, I guess, would be a better term for it. Along with these interactions in between these guys. Now we know it's Miguel. So he's joined the team as well as a lieutenant. Well, isn't that interesting? So now we're supposed to take over the seaport. Seaport is certainly bigger than the river pier, so theoretically you would be able to make more money off of it. So I paused it because I want to send all my new lieutenants over there. Taking over a building is just a matter of telling your lieutenants to move and, of course, getting over there. Once they get over there, then they will be in a fight, and it's basically just a numbers fight. All right, so we got the depot, we got that upgrade, we got aerodrome, we got the residence, can increase the attic space, increase the influence area or service radius by 50. There we go. Crop yield, increase the yield from 2 to 3. So instead of getting 2 per cycle, we're actually getting 3 per cycle. That one guy disappeared. I don't know where he went. I'm pretty sure I told him to go over there. His portrait came up. He might be tied in with one of the other guys. I'll see here in a minute. All right, so we see that we're gaining ground on it, but at the same time, in the top right-hand corner, the terror level is going up. Yeah, I wish there was a way to navigate to this guy from this menu. But like, hey, where is this guy at? I want to know where he's at so I can tell him where to go. Because I don't see him on the map anywhere. And it's like, did I send it? Oh, here he is. All right, so the bigger the difference in the numbers, your number versus the enemy's number, the faster that you get control, which means that the terror will go up. You know, you'll have less net terror. All right, so now we've got more to do. We're on this false cargo track. So now we need to build 2 vegetable farms, which is on the up and up. So the, you know, carrots and cabbage and potatoes, sweet potatoes, what have you. All right, so now this guy is saying the more of something we sell, the less we get out of it. Supply and demand, blah, blah, blah. So diversify. All right, so that shows us where the best opium spots are. So we want to be away from those because the vegetable farms all seem to be the same. Either 30% soil is 30% and it'll grow okay, or you can't grow it, you know, in the mountains or what have you. Now we just need to make sure that those are within the circle of the warehouse so that they can be serviced. I don't want to get too far out because that would be a problem. Now all these need roads. I need a road to the warehouse from the farms and the warehouse to the residence or to a major road so that we can get started on building. Now, as long as what you want to build is within the radius of the residence, you should be okay. All right, so we're going to move this guy back to the residence because I have a feeling you can sell legal and illegal goods through the port. However, illegal will increase the terror. So that is why we need the vegetable farms. We're going to have to pack the opium in with the vegetables so that it looks like we're shipping vegetables, but it's really not. All right, so we got one lieutenant, the capo actually. And we're going to go ahead and we need 500 to build the farm. We're going to send a little bit extra in case there is some sort of issue. There we go. Now those should both start building. Yeah, for whatever reason, the residence wasn't pathing to the farm, even though it's within range. Now that it's built, hopefully there won't be an issue. They will automatically get funded through the residence. All right, so we cleared that, and as one of the rewards for progress, we got the aerodrome. So we can fly things out and get money for it that way. I can only assume that you can't get as much, at least not without upgrading it. All right, so I want to get 100%, but just on the edge so I can get as many farms in as possible. But then again, it may not matter. Having two at 100% might be just as good as having 4 at a lesser percent, and having more isn't necessarily a good thing. All right, so I need a workshop. So the workshop will take the vegetables and the flowers and put them together to make a quote legal combo. All right. get all this stuff tied together, and might also put the transportation company in a direct line to the warehouse. All right, transportation company's up, warehouse is up, farms are up, warehouse is up. So that should, well, after we tie in, after we connect the transportation company with a delivery mode of transportation. Once again, I have to wonder if it's because it's not directly tied, to the residence or to a major street, because it's going through another building, that it's not pathing correctly. Which I'm not excited about that. All right, and okay, both built. Now do we just need 20 vegetables, 20 units of vegetables, which could be 20 bushels, it could be 20 heads of cabbage, who knows? 20 crates. We don't know the actual, unit amount, but that's okay. That's not really important. Whatever the unit amount is, we're trying to get that 20. All right, so we're going to go ahead and set up a connection, or a supply destination, if you will, from the transportation company to the river pier. Yeah, different icons next to the buildings all mean different things, and you can look at the status of everything when you click on it. There we go. Yeah, so we got the yellow triangle with 2 exclamation marks. We got the red. I think that means that the pier is full. Yep, it's full of our flowers. So it needs to go a little bit faster. Need to turn that stuff around faster so that we can get rid of stuff. So far, pretty straightforward. You grow stuff, you pack it up, you ship it out, you get money for it, but you can't use it directly for most things, except for, funding your own operations. But then you can take that and then launder it, and then you can use it however you want. Basically, legal money can be wired directly, whereas the dirty money has to be hand delivered, and that's the major difference in the game, I would say. All right, so for whatever reason, it's not counting the transportation company that I've already built as a new transportation company, so we're gonna demolish it and then rebuild it. Which I'm not crazy about, because I don't know that you actually get any of that money back. Yeah, looking at the map, we're just one little corner of the map. All right, now we got an interaction with someone new. Basically introducing us to the other, or the idea that there are other factions within this island state. So we're not the only business doing business. There are other organizations within that we'll have to deal with one way or another. Yeah, so these regions delineated by the little dotted lines and whatnot show us our influence versus other. All right, transportation company improves and automates. All right, so we got the workshop doing what it's supposed to do. I'm trying to connect both roads, but it's not wanting to. So I think what I'm going to have to do is demolish these roads. Yeah, I didn't get a refund on the building, so that stinks. I was a little bit too far ahead of the game, and the game did not like it. Alright, so we got the... Yeah, we're going to go ahead and connect it directly to the warehouse. See if that makes a difference. I don't know that it will, but we'll give it a shot. Alright, so there we go. It counted. Set up both. One of the reasons I haven't, you'll notice the seaport is off currently by the little off-on switch icon. Looking at it, I realized that turning it on, the upkeep is $700 per cycle. All right, let's take a look, see if there's anything worth... Well, everything's worth upgrading, but timing it is obviously important. Got the warehouse. It can increase the radius of the warehouse. That's never a bad thing. Storage capacity and an extra truck. So instead of 2 trucks, there'll be 3 trucks. So you get stuff around faster, you've got more room, etc. Transportation company probably would be good too. Get another truck also for the residents. So instead of 1 truck, there'll be 2 for all the little hand delivering of money to keep things rolling. All right, there we go. False cargo. Section 4. Got to turn on the seaport. I mean, I've got 11,000, which is okay. The problem is that I don't have any way currently to fund it with dirty money until one of the boats comes back. much like the river pier, is self-sustaining on dirty money once it gets started. However, need to keep getting product over there. And one of the problems is that we're going into basically enemy territory to deliver product out of their seaport. Diversifying what type of product that you're selling, but also how you're getting it out is always a good thing. Redundancy and diversification. All right, so another interaction here. So either get a free lab or get money. And I kind of feel like get the money up front. And then hopefully when we need a lab, we can build one. All of a sudden we're down to less than 19,000 in dirty money from initial 50,000. But we only have 23,000 in legal money. I'm feeling a little exposed. A little precarious. Plus, we've got several farms on pause. All right, got the river pier still working, plugging away. There's no way for you to set like, hey, keep this much money in there. So looking down here, I really wanted them to deliver to the seaport first and then start it up, and then they can start delivering. Instead, it's you got to start it up and then they'll deliver it, unless you want to do it manually. If you want to manually get your lieutenants to the warehouses or transportation companies and then have them deliver the goods, you can do that. You can see in the top, terror increased because of trespassing. Because we don't, quote, own this region, we're trespassing on someone else's. And we transported illegal goods through the seaport, so that increased the terror. Just a small amount, but over time that is going to add up. Oh, another. All right, so this guy is obviously a mayor of one of the towns. And so now we are introduced to what the mayor can do for you. Yikes. She's if your lieutenants are blue, nothing to worry about. But if you start seeing red, they're getting unhappy. And if they get unhappy enough, they're going to go do something that they and or you will regret. So try to keep them happy either by increasing their upkeep from free to paying for their loyalty, basically, versus not and potentially losing them. Now, I think there's quite a few ways to lose a lieutenant. unfortunately. And the roster will replenish over time, but slowly. I don't know if you noticed, after we got our initial 2 lieutenants, it was like 26 days before we got another one. Yeah, keep that money going. The more money, the better. Yeah, and how much dirty money, what the ratio is of dirty money, laundering to clean. I didn't actually look into it. But now we need to fund these businesses, and the residence has no dirty money in storage. So that is a bit of a problem. All right, so now we can move on to the next step. And here we go. We're taking a hit every time we go through the region that isn't ours, so now we need to take over the region. So let's talk to the mayor of this area and see what we have to do. I'm not sure how the mayor has the capability of giving us control, but that's the way it works. All right, so now we've got this quest to take over this area, make it ours. But in order to do that, we've got to do a few things. So we need to take out these vegetable farms. Trying to grab someone with a large number, whatever their power is, that is what you're going to be bringing to the party. So what I'm going to do, okay. Five versus 1. So we're going to send him there. Should probably send another one just so the terror doesn't get too high too quickly, and she's not going to be any help. So we need to send someone else. He's only a 2. There we go. So 5 to 1. Should go relatively quickly, but increasing the ratio will make it that much faster. We want to get these farms taken over as quickly as possible. I mean, if we can get 3 at a time, that's pretty good. There we go. Now we got those taken over. Oh, police were spotted nearby. We've got a star on our terror. That's not great. So the mayor wanted us to destroy the farm so we can take it over and destroy it, or if you have the ability, you can destroy it. All right, now we're asking for a favor. Freeze the left active star. There we go. Yeah, unfortunately, we're the one, and the police are the 7. I don't know that vegetable farms are all that useful. Alright, so we took that one over. Now we still have one more. Alright, so we got those. We demolished them. Alright, so that's out of order now until we can bypass it. I really feel like we should be getting money back for these buildings that we're getting rid of. Well, that's not good. So they put up a roadblock. Roadblock is going to be a problem. We can pay $2,000 in legal, which I'm going to do because that river pier is the only one that's delivering money right now. Alright, so he's going there. He'll go over there. And then let's go ahead and get rid of these last 2 farms, and then that should clear our first hurdle for controlling the region. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to check us out on social media, and thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing. And we'll see you next time.
PlayStation